गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Now the views about the Ishvara are discussed. First, the Ashtanga Yoga view is taken for consideration. So, what are the different, what do they think of Ishvara? What bhakti from devotion, what they think, from Ashtanga Yoga, what they think, from Sankhya Yoga, what they think of Ishvara, from Vedanta, what do we think of Ishvara as? So, clarity must be there. Hey Prabhu, आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए. What have you done? You have outsourced. You can make that prayer without forgetting that he and you are one. Then it is okay. Anyway, let's see. Chitta sannidhau pravrittayaha prakruterhi niyamakam Ishwaram bruvate yogaha sajivebhya parashrutaha. When the Prakriti coming in closeness of the Purusha is controlled, the Purusha is referred as Ishvara, and he is different from the Jivas. This has support of the scriptures. So therefore, when this type of phenomena comes about, what is this phenomena? What is the difference between you and Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahans? What is the difference between you and Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi? What is the difference between you and Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba? They are also having a body, you are also having a body. The difference is you are under the control of your mind. In general, I'm not saying you. In general, I don't want to wish that. And they are the masters of their mind. That is the difference. And anyone who has become a master of his mind, where he is undisturbed by what is going on in the mind, uninfluenced by any thought in the mind, such a person is Bhagavan. Such a conscious person, such a Purusha, the conscious principle, people term him as that person as Bhagavan. And this is all that there is. The Ashtanga yogis who follow the Patanjali Shastra say that when the Prakriti of the Sankhyas comes in the proximity of the Purusha, so right now where is the Prakriti? Prakriti is away from the Purusha, into the desires, into the world, and wanting this, desiring that, achieving, wanting to this, doing pilgrimages. It's going further away. Then it comes here, and it is coming closer. And by purification of doing the yoga, then the pranayam, then dharana, dhyan, samadhi, what is happening? The Prakriti, the mind which was roaming around in unwanted fields, now is coming closer and closer in the proximity of the conscious principle. And this is, if you see since yesterday this discussion of the various philosophies is going on, not philosophy, the school of thoughts, it is showing all the shortcomings there, and it is bringing you closer and closer and closer to who you essentially are. And bring who? Bring the Prakriti. What is Prakriti in you? So Ishvara and Prakriti. In you, what is Ishvara and Prakriti? Atma and the mind. Mind is the Prakriti here in you. So that mind which was lost, now it is slowly coming back to its source, to its, and comes in the proximity of the Purusha. The Purusha becomes the Niyama controller of the Prakriti. And how does the mind come back to the Purusha? Think. How does the mind go away from the Purusha? And how does the mind come back towards the Purusha? What is the way? I'm asking.
When the mind is busy, it moves away. When it's quiet, it comes
Okay, but when it is quiet, it can go to sleep also.
from the world. With the senses and all.
By, you tell?
From the world attention.
When you give attention to variety, you go away from Purusha. When you give attention to the Atmic principle, then you come closer to then the mind comes closer to the Purusha. That's basically it. Studies of scriptures will not make this happen for you. You have to do it. You have to be alert and vigilant where your attention is any given moment of time. See? In order for you to answer this question, you would have assessed where your attention is. Then you could answer. Otherwise, you won't be able to answer. Without having, the Ishvara becomes the controller of the Prakriti. Without having to do anything, his very presence near the Prakriti makes him Ishvara. So, he doesn't say, I am the controller. Now mind, you do what I tell you. Now mind, make the rain happen. Now mind, give blessings to this young lady. Let the baby happen. Let her conceive. ऐसे हम सुनते हैं ना ये सब. Here it is not the Purusha does not will anything. He does not desire anything. His mere presence, just like the presence of the sun makes you wake up. You cannot say, the sun made me wake up. He did not do anything. He is just hanging there. Similarly, the Purusha does not make anything to happen in the Prakriti. It is the nature of the Prakriti that in the presence of Purusha, she starts going through the three states of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. It starts going through the three states of waking, dream and deep sleep. And when it happens as deep sleep, when all variety stops, unfortunately we go to sleep. But actually you are one with the Purusha. Your mind, Prakriti, has merged back into the Purusha. But we have never programmed ourselves in that manner. So we go to sleep because we are still identified with the Prakriti in the form of body. Yeah. See? So it's all about how you program yourself. And if you don't want to do that also, keep thinking of the Purusha as the conscious principle that you are. This Ishvara is other than Jiva. The Ishvara who controls the Prakriti also controls the Jiva. This is what the Shrutis say. This is where are we reading this? This is happening in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. There it is being told like this, that the Ishvara is other than the Jiva, and the Ishvara controls the Prakriti and controls the Jiva. And this is what the Shrutis say, and the example quote, the Shruti is quoted again. What is the nature of Ishvara? So see, take one example to see that statement. Ishvara is other than Jiva. The ocean, the totality, is other than wave, the individuality. At a very superficial level, it is other. Okay? But from what we have understood, it is in and through permeating all the waves, isn't it? So from qualitative point of view, Ishvara, Jiva is limited, Ishvara is unlimited. Jiva, the wave is finite, ocean is infinite. Pradhana kshetrajna patirgunesha patihi. Pradhana kshetrajna patihi. Pradhana kshetrajnapatihi Gunesha iti shrutihi. Gunesha iti shrutihi Aranyake sambramena Yantaryamyupapaditaha Yantaryamyupapaditaha. The Ishvara is the Lord of the Jivas and the Prakriti. So according to the Sankhya or according to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is a representation of Sankhya philosophy, the Lord, Ishvara is the Lord of the Jivas and the Prakriti. Jivas are many and Prakriti, we can see matter in different forms, so much manifestation is there. He is the controller of the three gunas of the Prakriti. What do you mean by controller here? He is saying, hey Prakriti, now let Sattva appear. Now Prakriti, now let Tamas appear. Is he saying like this? He is not. So what does it mean that he is the controller of Prakriti? You have to answer.
That he is not under the clutches of Prakriti.
Under the clutches, uninfluenced by the three gunas, is equal to being controller of the three gunas. Uninfluenced by a wife means you are controller of the wife. Prakriti, Sri. Uninfluenced by the husband means you are controller of the husband. Many families, my father was not that way. In many houses we see that the father becomes quiet, everyone starts behaving themselves. No speech, no actions, just quiet, and everyone behaves. हमारे इधर तांडव होता था. This Prakriti was too volatile. He is the controller of the three gunas of the Prakriti. He is reverentially referred to as the Antaryamin. Antaryamin means the one who is within, who is the essence of everything. That is Antaryamin. Antar means either within. The inner controller by the Shruti in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. When the three gunas are in balance or equilibrium, that condition of the Prakriti is called Maya or Pradhan. Technically, it is called Samya Avastha. Samya Avastha means if you take, this is the body, subtle body and the causal body, you can take it as Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. That means this is Prakriti. And this Prakriti, as long as it is vibrating, till then it is powerful. But when it is in equilibrium with all the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are in equilibrium, just like the pendulum, if it is moving this way, it is not at rest. If it is this way, it is not at rest. Only in the middle for 1 microsecond, it is at rest. It is in the middle. It is fully integrated. It is silent. The same way, this Prakriti also, when all the three gunas, they are not vibrating, they are not fluctuating, then that Prakriti is called as Maya. That is called, what is that? That is the unmanifest state. See? The Samya Avastha. Or another word here used in Patanjali Yoga Sutra is Pradhana. Different names. Just like Ishvara by another name is Paramatma. Paramatma by another name is Brahman. Same thing. Ishvara is the controller, Pati, of the three gunas of the Prakriti, as also of the Jivas, Kshetrajna Pati. So says the Shruti. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is clearly stated that the same Paramatma also enters the body and without its association with any doubt or projection becomes the controller. In this way the Ishvara is described. That is in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Thus, according to the Shruti, the Ishvara, who is the controller of the three gunas, controls the Prakriti as well as the Jiva from within the individual personality. So the Jiva part of the individual is one consciousness which is under bondage. The Ishvara is the other consciousness in the individual which is not under the conditionings. Example, the various body systems that are being maintained automatically in the body. So, according to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are two consciousnesses within you. One is which is under the clutches of the Prakriti, of the three gunas, and the other one which is not under the influence of the three gunas. So who is this? That you have to discover. And here the example they are given is that hand is in your control, what you eat is under your control, but hunger is not in your control. You can't dictate hunger, that now, hey, come hunger. You can dictate, I am going to eat the Thai curry or I am going to eat the pulao. But I can't dictate hunger, you come or you don't come. I can't dictate now you digest or you don't digest. All that is involuntary. That is happening by the Ishvara Ichcha, the higher will. So one is the individual will, one is the total will. In this way, there are several views about Ishvara, such as Atrapi kalahayante vadina swaswayuktibihi vakyanyapi atha prajnam Dadhya yodaharant. Oh, I am speaking. Atrapi kalahayante vadina swaswayuktibihi vakyanyapi yatha prajnam Dadhya yodaharantihi. So here he says, in regards to the Ishvara also, the different sectarian philosophers argue about the nature of Ishvara. Not only that, but they quote suitable scriptural authority in support of their logical deductions. So Swami Vidyaranya Swami says that in this way, followers of different schools of thought hold on to their own views about Ishvara and that of Jiva and then go on arguing about it. Some says, my Gurudev is the Ishvara. Another says, hey, he was born Kshatriya. My Gurudev was born Brahmin and he is Sattvic. He is the real Ishvara. There is no end to this. There is no end to this. Some people, so wherever your faith lies, you make that into an Ishvara. For some people, parents are their Ishvara. For some guru, for them, some guru is the Ishvara. For some, the God is the Ishvara. For some, the statue is the Ishvara. For some, the picture is the Ishvara. It's all fantastic. But till you don't understand what Ishvara is, you are just beating the wrong tune on the drum. So, they go on arguing about it, then use their own logic with all of them quoting scriptures, each interpreting them as it suits his standpoint. They go on with it. No. See, within Sai Baba organization, those who Bhagwan Shirdi Sai Baba, Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba, they don't accept each other. My Bhagwan is more powerful than Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi people say, my Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi is more powerful than any other Bhagwan. Then Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahansa's followers, they say only Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahansa. They don't even use other people's examples, other Mahatmas' examples. I'm not saying they don't, they do, but एकदम इतने फोकस हो जाते हैं ऑन अ नेम एंड फॉर्म कि इट्स द नेचर ऑफ अकॉर्डिंग टू पातंजलि इज डिस्क्राइब्ड क्लेश कर्म विपाकैः तद आशयैरप्यसंयुतः आशयैरप्यसंयुतः पुंविशेषो भवेदीशो विशेषो भवेदीशो जीववत्सोऽप्यसंगचित संगचित. According to the Yoga Shastra of Patanjali, Ishvara is the superior Purusha who is not affected by the 5 miseries, the 3 karmas, and the effects of the karmas such as birth, longevity, different experiences, etc. And also their unmanifest impressions. He is also unattached consciousness like the Jiva. So who is this Ishvara? Who is not affected by the 3 karmas. What were the 3 karmas? Sanchit karma, Prarabdha karma, and Agami karma. The stored samskaras, memories, those which have manifested, and those which are still to be accrued. He is unaffected by any of these. Oh, but we see that Gandhari cursed Krishna, that's why Krishna lost his whole clan. They killed each other because of her curse. If you think Krishna is only that person who was born in that clan, then your understanding of Krishna is wrong. So here it says, who is Ishvara? This special Purusha or Ishvara is he who is not influenced by misery, who is not influenced by action, and who is not influenced by karma phala vipak, fruits of action. And who is Jiva? Exactly the opposite. He is influenced by the misery, he is committed or addicted to action, and he is the one who accepts the karma phala. And in fact, he does everything only for karma phala. Viparita bhav, completely, between Ishvara and Jiva. Then what you have to do? You have to stop complaining in your life. If you want to come to the status of Ishvara, give up, stop complaining, stop being miserable. Second, don't initiate any action. Action happens at 3 levels. Manasa, vacha, kaya. Don't initiate it, let it happen. And third, if you are not the doer, automatically the karma phala will not stick to you. See? Now they are going into the depth. The Patanjali Yoga Sutra is going into the depth. What is misery, what is action, and what is karma phala? So what is misery? Misery is of 5 types. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh. This we have done in some other texts before, but good to know for you. Avidya means ignorance about one's real nature, means incomplete knowledge about your own essential nature is avidya. Asmita, believing when you don't know who you essentially are, that is Atma Tattva, which is infinite in nature, then you start projecting a belief. The mind starts projecting that I am the reality as the individual, Asmita. This I is real, I was born, I am growing, I am an individual. This becomes the reality, Asmita. And once you believe that you are this body is the reality, this individuality is the reality, then automatically the desires come. The moment you identify with matter, desire will come. Remember, what is that? Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. So what is the Vishaya here that you are contemplating on? The body. And you accepted I am the body. Then it leads to raga. Raga is desire or attachment. and dvesha, hatred, and abhinivesh, identification with the conditioning of the body. So you start, these are the again, it's like a ladder of fall. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. Raga means attachment, dvesha means hatred, dislike. So when you get attached to something, you become greedy. I want it again and again. But life is not like that. People will become obstacle. Maybe that thing, you cannot handle it. I like the gulab jamun, or I like that curry, and I keep eating without thinking of anyone else, and after some time I'll vomit. Then you show me that curry again. Isn't it? And then eventually, whatever our likes and dislikes are, we get identified with those likes and dislikes only because we have this body. So, abhinivesh means identification with the conditioning of the body. So, I don't like how I feel when I overate, and I like how I feel when I am well trimmed and eating as much. That is also liking and disliking. He who is not contaminated or touched by these five types of sorrow is Ishvara. Ishvara, the pure consciousness. That pure consciousness, or the consciousness, total consciousness, it is not affected by any, there is no forgetfulness of its own nature. Jiva has forgotten his nature. Ishvara does not forget his own nature. This is the transformation that has to come about within you and within all of us. As long as you keep thinking I'm an individual, God also cannot help you. You have to put attention on yourself as you are the indestructible principle. You are the uninfluenced principle. That you are the master, meaning same thing. You are the master. You have to, nobody else can to do it for you. Then next one will be asmita. Ishvara does not think that I am the Ishvara. Ishvara does not think that I am the reality. Because then what will happen? If pure consciousness thought that I am the pure consciousness, then I think, therefore I am. This is the mistake that will happen. So Ishvara does not think. It is, because it is complete. And the Ishvara does not have any desire or attachment. And therefore it does not have any hatred. And also Ishvara is not attached or identified with the conditioning of the body. It is not attached to the form. Therefore, Ishvara can appear in many different forms at the same time. That therefore it can. That same Ishvara can take different avatars. But that is on account of the Prakriti. But Ishvara himself does not take the avatar. The Prakriti makes him take it. But he is not attached to any avatar, any form. He is not identified with anything. When Arjuna was saying, how can I kill these so many people, there will be Varna Sankar in the society, and he says, you want to withdraw, you withdraw. Who cares? These people are still going to die. So, is the Ishvara there, Krishna, heartless? Does he not have a heart? Does he not love unconditionally love everyone? He does. But that unconditional love expresses as punishment for those who are doing adharma. Understand? In this way, Ishvara is not affected by the 5 miseries, the 5 kleshas. Then what is the next one? The karma. The karma is, according to the yoga, is of 3 types. First is Shukla karma, Krishna karma, and Shukla Krishna karma. Shukla karma is the bright karma or the white karma. What is white or Shukla means white. Krishna means dark. And the Shukla Krishna means mixture of white and dark. So bright karma is the meritorious deeds that you do. Krishna karma is the sinful karmas that you do, actions that you perform. And Shukla Krishna karma is the admixture of the two. And who are you and me as individuals? Are we the Shukla or the Krishna or the Shukla Krishna? We are all more or less Shukla Krishna. Mixture of both. क्या बोलते हैं, मुंह में राम राम बगल में छोरी, ये शुक्ल कृष्ण हो गया. I tell you what, I went to Delhi to sell mom's flat, and he said that hey, your flat has been extended, you have to pay more tax, only then I'll change your mom's name to dad's name to your mom's name. मैंने कहा यार मेरे को बेचना है, मेरे को टुडे I got only 8 days, 10 days. He said no, I have to come and see my file, and it showed that there is extension. Someone has written just mischievously. And he came, he says yeah I see there is no extension. He came and then he said अच्छा तुम कल आना, नवरात्रि शुरू हो रही है. He said कल आना, नवरात्रि शुरू हो रही है, 21,000 ले आना. तुम्हारा काम में ये I'll go to my boss and he will sign, you understand, सबको देना पड़ता है. And I went there, I still remember his name, Ajay Singh. और वहाँ पे बैठा हुआ है, and when I reached there, he is reading Durga Saptashati. And he said, पैकेट लाए क्या? Did you bring the packet? And he is reading Durga Saptashati. ये शुक्ल कृष्ण का स्टाइल हो गया. So this Ishvara is unaffected by merits or sin or admixture of both. Nothing sticks to him. He does not do anything to gain merit. He is not afraid of the sin in others' eyes. Ramchandra ji, I told you yesterday, Ramchandra ji went and from behind he hit Bali. He is not afraid. He is not afraid of the ridicule of the people, of the society. Then the third is Vipaka. The Vipakas are of three kinds, namely Jati, Ayu and Bhogaha. Birth, longevity and experience. So this is again, according to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, every being that comes into existence, his birth, meaning Jati, where he is going to be born, in which Jati, which species he is going to be born, is already predetermined. His Ayu, how long he is going to live in that species, in that life, is already predetermined. What experiences that Jiva is going to have in his, while he is existing, is already predetermined. If everything is predetermined, then what do? Twiddle your fingers. Bhagwan ka naam lo. Take the Lord's name. This is to free you. So if everything is predetermined, but here the Ishvara has no birth, Ishvara has no longevity because he is eternal, and he has got no experience because he has no mind. See, these are very subtle points. He has no mind. Jiva has a mind. The moment mind comes into existence, Jiva. But Ramakrishna Paramananda also had the mind. Ramana Maharishi also had the mind. Akkalkot Swami also had the mind. You are only observing. You are not being. You are assessing. You go and ask them. You talk to them. What is their disposition to what is going on through that equipment? Vipaka is karma phala. That means this jati ayu bhoga is the karma phala, the result of the actions that you have performed in life. One gets the birth according to the type of karmas done in the past life. Ishvara is not affected in any way by the karma or the fruits of karma. He is untouched. Like the jiva, the Ishvara is also non-attached and conscious. In essence, the jiva is also not conditioned by upadhi, but through ignorance alone he thinks he is the body, mind, intellect, etc. Now the point is made. So before the 2-3 times in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, or in this commentary, it is said like the Ishvara is like the jiva, unattached, untouched. Well, I was thinking, why he is untouched? Because he is imagining. We have already seen the jiva and the kutastha in the beginning, yesterday's first class. So the jiva is essentially the atma, the pure consciousness, imagining that he is the body, breath, mind, intellect, equipment, and therefore he loses the plot. So what do? You unwind yourself. Stop believing that you are the body, breath, mind, intellect. For that you have to take sannyas. स्वामी जी हौले हौले बोलो अभी मेरा बच्चा बड़ा नहीं हुआ, मेरे को भी अपने ग्रैंड बच्चों के साथ आई हैव टू एंजॉय माय ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन. Sannyas, it's a mental condition, it's an attitude. If the Purusha Ishvara is asanga, unattached, that is not influenced by Prakriti, then how can he be the controller? Tathapi pum visheshatvad, ghatatesya niyantrita, अव्यवस्थौ बंध मोक्षौ आपतेतामिहान्यथा. Although the Ishvara is unattached consciousness like Jiva, being the superior self, is the controller of the Jiva and Prakriti, if we don't accept this, the problem regarding bondage and liberation will remain unattended. So, just like we are unattached in essence, Ishvara is also unattached in essence. But what do? Hey Prabhu, सब कुछ तुम ही तो कर रहे हो. Everything you are creating the situations in my life, you are making everything happen, you are making the breath happen, you are making the thoughts happen, you are creating the circumstances in my life. You are such a wonderful organizer, man. I couldn't have organized it better. He says, who are you talking about? I am talking about you. He says, I didn't do anything. He is the non-doer. But this is the language we speak, isn't it? In devotion, that he is the doer, he is the doer. He also doesn't do anything. Even if Ishvara is Asanga Chaitanya Swarupa, means unattached conscious nature, he is still the controller of the whole world. This is possible for him. Otherwise, there cannot be any bondage or liberation or for Jiva. Further, if the Prakriti will not be under control, there will be a chaotic situation and there will be none like Jivan Muktaha. So here, these things are being told from observation that is going on in the world. We see Jivan Mukta Purusha, we see Avadhutas, we see people who are unaffected by the world. We see people who are totally detached from the body in the Avadhut Sthiti. I don't know if you have seen, but you have met one, Avadhut, what was his name? Dargah Swami. I have come across many of them. I have come across Avadhut who are great singers also. He's still living in near Baroda. I went to meet him. He came to Melbourne. तू आया था मेरे साथ? हाँ, he came in the midnight 12 o'clock. हाँ, Dinesh ji also came. हाँ, Babji Maharaj. I went and spent one day with him. And he went and spent one day with another Mahatma who is totally oblivious of his body. मैं कल बता रहा था ना, that one Mahatma was washing another Mahatma because he was just lying in his own poop. Because of disidentified with the body. Body is doing evacuation, everything, but he is not concerned. So if Prakriti is not controlled, apply to yourself. If Prakriti is not controlled, there will be chaos. What is that chaos called? Schizophrenia. If our mind is not under control, we are irritated, agitated, and we lose the plot and we go into depression and eventually suicide. Once the mind starts getting integrated, once you start seeing the mind for what it is, once you start even consciously start controlling the thoughts by replacing all thoughts by the japa sadhana, slowly, mind starts becoming calm. Calm mind means that mind which is not chaotic. There is some order. And therefore it is told, live a disciplined life. The whole day from morning and evening till evening, it should be disciplined. There should be a time when you wake up, there should be a time when you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, there should be a time when you rest in the afternoon, there should be a time when you have, everything should be disciplined. Sometimes you break it, it's okay. But we are totally opposite. Sometimes we are disciplined, other times we are पता नहीं मेरी लाइफ कहाँ जा रही है, everything is happening, it is so busy, I don't know. No, not good. You should be a master of your day. To say that everything is happening by Lord's will, I don't know where. If you say I don't know what is going on and you don't know what is coming next, Bhagwan is not doing it. कोई भूत कर रहा है फिर. Some ghost is doing it, making your life go upside down. No. We must never remain in indecisiveness. Remember this. You got a faculty called intellect. You must live a decisive life. You must live a disciplined life. And with that discipline, then you transcend that discipline also. But from chaos to transcend the mind is very difficult. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about consciousness, I'm talking about mind. From a chaotic mind to transcend is very difficult. But from a disciplined mind, it is fairly possible to go beyond. In support of this statement, the scriptures are quoted. Bhishasmadityevam Adavasangasya Paramatmanaha Shrutam tadyuktamapyasya Klesha karmadya sangamat. The Shruti verily declares that the nature functions under the fearing compulsion of the Ishvara. Just like in the fear of the boss, the staff behaves properly. The moment you know this boss is coming, you hear the footsteps outside the door, everyone behaves. Everyone. They may not really punching nothing, but they are showing that they are working. When you hear the coming footsteps of the teacher, all the chaos that was going on in the classroom, suddenly everyone is so well behaved and sitting straight and ready to welcome the teacher. And the moment she turns her back towards the blackboard, in our times it was blackboard. The moment she turned her, we used to jump out of the window and play football outside. Ground floor, not first floor, ground floor. We used to jump out of the window. And she's watching. अरे उसको बुलाओ यार, class चल रही है. At least have some respect that the teacher has come. Madam, they are not listening. Acha, then leave it. Then she after a few weeks, there is a new one, geography teacher. After a few weeks, she used to say, "Acha, those who want to go, jump out of the window." And then I will start my class. If you jump while the class is going on, others will get disturbed. So jump out before only. When she said that, she became cool for us. Then we started attending the class. The Shruti verily declares that the nature functions under the fearing compulsion of the Ishvara. The Prakriti, which is the Trigunatmika, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, it is not that he is desiring that he is to control this. In the Ishvara's presence, the Prakriti automatically starts getting activated. Gets activated. And therefore, the closer it comes to the Ishvara, it starts behaving herself. In other words, what does it mean the Prakriti starts behaving? She starts getting integrated, synchronized. What does it mean that it gets synchronized? You come to where the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, they come into equilibrium. As it comes closer. As it goes further, the flux increases. As it comes closer, the flux reduces. And it comes to a standstill. And when it comes to a standstill, both become, there is no difference between, Prakriti dissolves itself. Understanding is very necessary here. This is how your mind is functioning. So the further you are away from the thought of God, Ishvara, the more agitated you will be. The closer your mind is attentive of the God principle or Ishvara, the more calm it will be, more integrated it will be. His lordship over the world is appropriately possible due to his being totally unattached to the miseries, karma, and associated with the world. So why he is the way he is, why the Prakriti is he's called as the controller, because he is unaffected by the karmas, the kleshas, and the what was the third one? Vipakas vipakas. By his mere presence, everything in the universe happens in an orderly manner because they fear the Ishvara. So now the theory of chaos, you have heard that book by Stephen Hawking, that all is a chaos. And other people say everything is a perfect order. We believe it is a perfect order. It is not a chaos. For an ignorant person, if he goes to the Melbourne Central, he will see, my God, I don't want to go there. There is total chaos there. But you ask everyone, they know exactly where they are going. It's perfect order. He knows, each one knows where his next step is going to be, where his direction is, which train he has to catch, which train he has to miss, what time he has to catch, everything he knows. But from far away, it looks like a chaos. People coming this way, that way, this way, that way, this way. It becomes overwhelming. Same way it happens in here. When the thoughts are coming, going, the mind is there, thoughts will come and go. You can stop them. Sorry. By his mere presence, everything in the universe happens in an orderly manner because they fear the Ishvara, etc. Words of the scriptures declare Ishvara to be the controller. So, in the fear of the sun, I will take an example here as I gave you two examples, teacher and boss. In the fear of the sun, all the planets behave themselves. Huh? If the sun was not there, they will go their way. But because the sun is there, they are maintaining their orbit. Exactly the same way. When we have, when we are surrendered or we contemplate on the Ishvara, and we think he is the eternal controller, and we know he is inside of us, Antaryami, then, I should not do anything. He will, first person to know is him who is inside. So we'll be careful. For an individual, fear works. To be disciplined, to act correctly. See? Not to be licentious. So fear can be a positive force. So here, that is how they explain there. And this sounds logical also because the Ishvara is not influenced by the miseries, karma, etc. His very presence is enough for the smooth functioning of the universe. What is the difference between the Jiva and the Ishvara? If both are equally unattached, asanga. If Jiva in essence is unattached, Jiva is the conscious principle expressing through the conditioning of the Panchakoshas. That is Jiva. Jiva is a principle. We are not against Jiva. It's a natural phenomena that is going on around. Consciousness expressing through conditionings is called Jiva. But what happens to this Jiva afterward? Or in us, what is happening? This Jiva has imagined that he is the body. He is the conditionings. Therefore, the idea of bandha and moksha. Therefore, the idea of bondage and liberation. Because he has brought about the attachment by his own thinking. Now he wants to be free of his own thinking. Who can help him? Only he can help himself. Ishvara is he who is ever free. So he calls out to Ishvara, Kripa karo Bhagavan. Teri sharan mein main aaya. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. Jivanamapya sangatvat. Jivanamapya sangatvat. Kleshadirna yathapi cha. क्लेशादिर्न यथापि च विवेकाग्रहत क्लेश विवेकाग्रहत क्लेश कर्मादि प्रागुदीरितं कर्मादि प्रागुदीरितं. The miseries etc. are also not the lot of the jivas being unattached to them, because miseries come and go, thoughts come and go, health comes and goes, anger comes and goes, jealousies comes and go, everything, all the emotions, all the convictions, the age, the birth, the teenage, the youth, the middle age, the old age, everything is coming and going. So how can you be the coming and going? You know they are coming and going, then why are you getting disturbed by what is coming and going? You are only getting disturbed because you are thinking, I am coming and going. But you are not. Your language says that the health, I was not healthy before, now I am healthy. That means ill health has gone. I was confused before, now I am not. So confusion has gone. I was clear before, now I am confused. That also you know. So everything, from the cellular level to the eye level, eye thought level, everything is coming and going. So where's the question of attachment? You know that. It is your direct experience. It's not something from the books we are telling you. It is your experience. Breath comes and goes, thoughts come and go, emotions come and go, convictions come and go, aham comes, idam comes and goes, aham comes and goes. Aham vritti. So here he is saying that the jiva is he is unattached. However, due to the lack of discriminative knowledge, they are said to be with the jivas in the earlier shloka. Before we saw that the jiva, because of the ignorance of his essential nature, that I am the unattached one, therefore he gets attached to what he is observing. He is talking the language of the observation, but he is believing inside in his heart that he is attached, that I am this body. But your language says that the body is coming and going. When I was teenage, when I was youth, when I was 10-year-old or 50-year-old, that means you are observer of that. That's why you are talking about it. You must have been separate from it. That's why you can talk about it. Although from the Kutastha point of view, the jiva is asanga and hence it is not affected by the 5 kleshas by birth. So jiva in essence is also free from all kleshas. Jiva is also essentially free from all karmas. Jiva is also essentially free from all vipakas, but he is not accepting it. Which means you and me are not accepting it, or the ignorant ones are not accepting it. We may be appreciating what we are hearing right now, but we have to accept it. Then your life performance will be different. But because of the lack of discrimination, these are accepted as real. This was already discussed earlier in the 100th verse. There is influence of avidya on the jiva, where there is none on Ishvara. So what is the influence of avidya? There is influence of incomplete knowledge on the jiva, whereas Ishvara is complete knowledge. Understand the difference? And there is no difference in essence. There is no difference between the wave and the ocean. They are both water. Ishvara knows he is the water and he doesn't get attached to the waves. Jiva is essentially the water, but he gets attached to his actions, his karmas, his kleshas, and his fruits of his actions. So, sometime do something. If your mind is saying, if I do this, this is what I will get. Normally this is how we function, isn't it? That if I invest here, I'll get this much return. If I do this, then that person will be happy. Do exactly the opposite. Break the norm. Break the pattern. करके देखो, फिर पता चलेगा कितने पानी में हो. You understand Hindi? No. Then if you do it, then you will find out how much you are in the water.
Deep waters.
But these experiments you have to do with yourself. See? You have to do with yourself. Taking to sannyas or moving in this direction of life was a big challenge because it's contrary to the societal thinking. Do something different. This is the main difference between the jiva and Ishvara. Ishvara knows that he is asanga, he is not he doesn't give value to the kleshas, karmas, because from his point of view he is everything. If he is everything does not mean that he is also the kleshas and karmas and vipaka fruits. No, from his point of view, nothing. He alone is. That's it. This jiva has to come to realize within himself. The Tarkikas, those logicians who never give up an argument, deny this controlling power of Ishvara. Nitya jnana prayatne cha nitya jnana prayatne cha agunani shasya manvate अगुणानीशस्य मन्वते असंगस्य नियंत्रत्वम् अयुक्तमिति तार्किकाः. The logicians, the nyayikas, do not accept the controlling aspect of the Ishvara, he being unattached. They associate the Ishvara with eternal knowledge, desire and effort. Major difference. The logicians, they believe he is the one who can satisfy all his desires at the same time. He is putting all the efforts. हम भी बोलते हैं ना ऐसे ही. This is where we make the mistake. We say he is the doer. Who is the doer? God is. Bhagwan is the doer. Ishvara is the doer. Wrong conclusion. Ishvara can never do anything because he is unattached. In his presence, Prakriti is fluctuating, pulsating. By nature, he is unattached. By nature, you are unattached. And now you want to blame him for all the things that have happened in your life. Because he did it to me. He made it happen in my life. He brought misery in my life. He brought success in my life. Acha? So now you have become smarter than the Lord. Shed your responsibility like all the doctors. Get the form signed, no accountability if operation goes wrong. Money they will take. And you blame Ishvara for all the दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया बनाई बोलते हैं ना गाना है because he is miserable and he is blaming him. This wrong thinking must be curbed. Yes, it has become default in us. Here it says efforts. They say that because Ishvara has three qualities, namely eternal knowledge, effort and desire. They say he has eternal knowledge, efforts, he is the ultimate doer and he is also the ultimate desirer. He cannot be asanga, therefore he is not different from the jiva. Now those who say, people can argue. Even the thoughts, the desire that is coming in my mind, it is not, I didn't desire it, but it is coming. I think he is making me desire. बोलते हैं ना, we speak that way sometimes. So you're blaming him for your desires. You're blaming the one who has no desires for your own desires. Your desires came because of your attachment. He is not attached. And then because you have taken him to be the ultimate desirer and the ultimate doer, then to please that doer, you start doing all the pujas and archas and if you don't do it, you feel guilty about it. Then you feel, because I did not do it, now he's going to punish me. As if Ishvara is going to punish you. This is the language that we speak. Then we go around the Navagrahas. Then we worry about the Shani Graha, Rahu. Abhi Rahu Dasha chal rahi hai sabki. Till 32. Huh? We worry. But you are unattached. Rahu Dasha is for the body. Let it go through that. You are the pure consciousness. You can't be affected by any planet. You cannot be affected by space, time or objectivity. Full stop. Accept it. He cannot be asanga, therefore these logicians say that because he is not asanga, he is not different from the jiva. With non-attached nature, it is impossible for Ishvara to be the controller, so argue the logicians. They say that the one who is unattached, he cannot be a controller. For controlling, you need to have the will. Will is desire. The argument of Tarkika continues. Pum visheshatvam apyasya गुणैरेव न चान्यथा सत्यकाम सत्यसंकल्प इत्यादि श्रुतिर्जगौ. He says the special status of the Ishvara is also due to his association with these qualities and not due to any other reasons. The scriptures also describe him as Satya Kama, with eternal desire, Satya Sankalpa, the eternal knowledge, etc. Now they are quoting scriptures to substantiate their point. When the Ishvara is also associated with jnana, desire and effort, in the same way as the jiva, there seems to be no difference. On the contrary, because of these qualities alone, there is difference between jiva and Ishvara, because one is the total doer, one is the individual. One is the one can desire only teeny meeny, he can desire the total, etc., etc. Ishvara's desire can never be non-fulfilled, and the jiva's desires, some are fulfilled, some are not fulfilled. Ishvara's desire, if he says something, it has to happen. Therefore, he is Satya Kama, because all his desires always get fulfilled, whereas the jiva's desire need not be fulfilled. Secondly, Ishvara is Satya Sankalpa. His resolve never changes, never wavers. When he decides something, he will follow it through. Whereas the jiva, let's go to the satsang. In between, while coming, someone's call come. Let's go to Narasimhan movie. Okay, change ho gaya. Sankalpa changed. Thus there is difference between jiva and Ishvara. The logicians are saying. Still another school of thought has Hiranyagarbha as the Ishvara. Nitya Jnanadimatvesya Srishtireva sada bhavet Hiranyagarbha Ishoto Lingadehena Sanyutaha. The Ishvara being always associated with the qualities like eternal knowledge, the creation, also must be a continuous process. Therefore, Ishvara in association with the total subtle body is none other than the Hiranyagarbha. These people say that Ishvara is the Hiranyagarbha, because in the Hiranyagarbha the creation, maintenance and destruction is happening. See? When in the avyakta, in the unmanifest Prakriti, there is no creation, maintenance and destruction. She is still. Only when Prakriti moves away from the Purusha, then the flux begins. And that first flux is the Hiranyagarbha, where the possibility of all variety is there, but it has not manifested yet. And therefore, these fellows, they take Hiranyagarbha because अव्यक्त, अरे यार कुछ है ही नहीं तो फिर क्या बोलना है. If there is nothing, it's unmanifest, what to talk about it? So their attention is only on the object, and the first object according to them is the Hiranyagarbha. Therefore Hiranyagarbha is the Ishvara. If Ishvara is associated with Nitya Jnana, desire, effort, then the world must always exist. At no time can it cease to exist. So again, now what is your definition of the world? Some people take waking and dream to be the world, and absence of the world means it ceases to exist. What is the other way of looking at it? Is this complete thought? That waking and dream is existence and deep sleep is non-existent, the world is not existing. Is that true? Then what is true? How should you say it then? Socho, out of the box.
This is manifest and that's unmanifest.
Good. The creation is manifestation and unmanifestation both. And manifestation is then divided into gross manifestation and subtle manifestation, which is waking and dream. But manifestation and unmanifestation, both are part of the creation. Good. कोई सुन रहा है. Then the world must always exist. At no time can it cease to exist. Then how can pralaya take place? Now for them the problem is if creation has to go continuously, then how can pralaya take place? Therefore, the Hiranyagarbha along with the total subtle body is the Ishvara, in which all these three are continuously happening. Waking, dream, deep sleep of all the beings are taking place. At the individual level, microcosmic, for the Kutastha Chaitanya gets identified with the causal body, and it is called Prajna. And the one who is the knower of ignorance and therefore has only one experience of I do not know. So creation is at micro and macro level. Creation is at two levels. Samashti, Vyashti. Samashti is the totality, Vyashti is the individuality. So similarly, micro is the individuality and Samashti is the macro. So what is happening? What is our experience of creation at our level, at the micro level? That there is waking, there is dream, and there is deep sleep. If it is happening at the micro level, then the same thing must be happening at the total level also. So there must be a total waker, there must be a total dreamer, there must be a total dream state, and there must be a total deep sleep state. See? Now the comparison is given. The consciousness expressing through the waking state in the individual is called as Vishwa. This is my world, my family, my children, my body. From my body, my world begins. For you, from your body, we are taking as a principle, not individual, but as a principle. So, what is that consciousness at the total waking state level? Virat. Virat bolo. Virat, the total person. Then in the dream also there is consciousness expressing as the dreamer. He has his own world. He is called as Taijasa. Then at the macrocosmic level, what is that consciousness who is dreaming the whole dream? He is called as good. That is Brahmaji. In deep sleep also there is consciousness expressing, because you are not dead when you are sleeping. That consciousness is known as Prajna. And what is this Prajna? I don't know anything. It is done. Similarly, at the totality level also there is consciousness expressing when the Prakriti has become equipoised. It has come to balance. That's when deep sleep happens. All fluctuations have gone. But who is that person? What is that consciousness called? Ishvara. Ishvara. He is awake to the pralaya of the Prakriti. The individual is oblivious of the pralaya of the Prakriti, called the mind. This is the difference. See? When the Kutastha gets identified with the subtle body, it is called Taijasa. So same thing is told here, everything. At the macrocosmic totality level, the Purusha, when it is identified with the total Maya or Avyakta, the unmanifest, he is called as Ishvara. But now it is argued that Prajna is not Ishvara. They say Ishvara is Hiranyagarbha, that is Purusha, associated with the total subtle body, means they have got their facts wrong and they are totally confused. They are saying Ishvara is Hiranyagarbha. This is summarized in the following table. You read it yourself. I have explained that already. In the Hiranyagarbha, all the impressions of the individual jivas are stored together at the time of dissolution and become the blueprint for the next creation when it unfolds. And this is true for the totality also. After every cycle of creation, Brahmaji goes to sleep. When Brahmaji goes to sleep, every individual jiva, he also goes to sleep, means he becomes unmanifest. And then when after the sleep, which was equally long as the waking, when Brahmaji wakes up, then what happens? Tell me. And again the creation comes about. Then again the cycle of Chatur Yuga cycle will begin. And again all the Dashavataras will come. Again Ramchandraji will come. Again Krishna Bhagavan will come. Again Brahmaji will come. And it goes on and on. And this is not happening only one Brahmaji for the whole. There are infinite number of Brahmajis. There's no end to imagination. It's limitless. This was shown in the Bala Leela of Sri Krishna, when Brahmaji came down and he went back to his Brahmalok, another Brahmaji was sitting there. So now these people, they sing the greatness of Hiranyagarbha to support their view about Ishvara to be Hiranyagarbha. So when we now here, see what we are doing. Nobody will tell you this. So when we take any form to be Ishvara, when you take any form to be Ishvara, when you take Narayana form to be Ishvara, when you take Shiva form to be Ishvara, you are actually praying to Hiranyagarbha. You are actually praying to Hiranyagarbha. Because you are saying he is the doer. You are saying everything goes back to him, everything comes out of him. Your conclusions are wrong. But now it has become so entrenched in our thinking to think like that we keep thinking in that manner. Now here it will shake you out. Udgita brahmane tasya Gita brahmane tasya Mahatmyamati vistrutam Mahatmyamati vistrutam Linga sattvepi jivatvam Linga sattvepi jivatvam Nasya karmadya bhavataha. The expressive detailed glory of the Hiranyagarbha is sung in the Udgita Brahmana. Although associated with the total subtle body, he does not fall to the status of Jiva due to absence of karma, etc. So this is one text called Udgita Brahmana, and in that the glory of the Hiranyagarbha is extolled, and there, although this Purusha is associated with the totality of subtle bodies, the Hiranyagarbha does not become Jiva because it is not conditioned by karma or desire, by gain or loss. Hence, he is other than Jiva. The Hiranyagarbha is, therefore, Hiranyagarbha is Ishvara. Meaning, the Hiranyagarbha position, that position which we call as Brahmaji or Hiranyagarbha, etc., Mahat, that position is, Brahmaji is not affected by what he has created. Brahmaji is not influenced by what people are doing. Brahmaji is not affected by what people are not doing. So if he is having the same qualities and Ishvara is having the same qualities, he is not disturbed, he is not disturbed, then they both must be, then Hiranyagarbha is the Ishvara. This is their conclusion. There are still others who hold that the Virat Purusha, identified with the total gross body, is Ishvara. Sthula deham vina linga, sthula deham vina linga, deho na kvapi drishyate, deho na kvapi drishyate, vairajo deha ishotah, vairajo deha ishotah, sarvato mastakadiman, sarvato mastakadiman. Without the gross body, no one can see the subtle body. The gross body is essential for the manifestation of the subtle body. Therefore, the Virat Purusha has many heads, etc. And therefore, the Virat Purusha, who is with many heads, etc., is the Ishvara. Some people declare that, तो कहीं कितनी जगह पे तुम बिरला मंदिर में जाकर देखोगे तो विराट पुरुष की पिक्चर है with so many heads and so many arms. In chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, the description is of the Virat Purusha. The whole creation is going, the gross creation is going in him. The Purusha Suktam is cited in support of the above statement. Sahasrashirshaye yatyevam Sahasrashirshe yatyevam cha vishwatash chakshurityapi Shrutamityahura-nisham Vishwarupasya Chintakaha. The worshippers of the Virat have always emphasized that the Virat is the Ishvara, and so say the scriptures. He is with thousands of heads, eyes, and etc. everywhere, and therefore they live in fear of him. And this is, that they call this with many heads and many faculties as the Ishvara, who is the supporter of the total gross body. Still another school of thought says that Brahma is Ishvara. Sarvata panipadatve krumyaderapi cheshata tataschaturmukho deva evesho netaraf puman. If one with the thousands of legs and hands is Ishvara, then even the insects and worms can be considered as Ishvara. Therefore, Brahmaji with 4 heads alone is the Ishvara and none else. Others say, for them, they don't understand that Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara and Mahat are one and the same. They think they are different entities. So they are saying, just like, who is Brahmaji? If you want to see totality, we have Antakaran Chatushtay, Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar. That's exactly the 4 heads of Brahmaji. Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar. See? But they say, if Ishvara is everything, then every being can be Ishvara. Essentially that is true. But then they say, therefore we don't accept that. We take Brahmaji to be the Ishvara. Therefore, Brahmaji alone is Ishvara, none else. So argue those who object to Virat being considered as Ishvara. Now, all these arguments can go on. You will also get tired, I will also get tired in these arguments. The scriptures are again cited to support this point. Putrartham samupasi, I will read it quickly. Putrartham tamupasina evamahu prajapatihi praja asrujate ityadi shrutim chodaharantyabhimi. He says, in this way, those who worship Lord Brahmaji say, as mentioned in the last shloka, they also quote the scriptures like Brahmaji created people, etc. The Bhagavad followers, of course, do not agree with all these above point of views. Who are Bhagavata? जो भगवान नारायण को फॉलो करते हैं या जो विष्णु who follow Lord Vishnu. विष्णुर्नाभे समुद्भूतो वेधा कमलजस्ततः विष्णुरेवेश इत्याहुः लोके भागवता जनाः. The devotees of the Lord Vishnu assert that Vishnu alone is the Ishvara because Brahmaji is born from the navel of the Vishnu. Another standpoint, when this is said by the Vaishnavites, the Shaivites bring out their argument. Shivasya pada vanveshtum shanga shaktastatas shivaha isho na vishnu rityahuhu Shaiva agamamaninaha. They say the Shaiva, following the authority of the Shaiva Gama Shastras, declare Shiva alone is to be the Ishvara because Vishnu was unable to discover the feet of Shiva. So, when you get lost into these Puranas, they will all be at loggerheads with each other. Only Vedanta will give you the eagle's viewpoint of everything. And then those who belong to Ganapatya sect. See, this is, but if you understand it correctly, it is so beautiful. Our Sanatan Dharma allows you to take If you believe in Vishnu, he is the Vishwara. If you believe in Shiva, he is the Ishwara. If you take Skanda to be you believe in Skanda, then he is the Ishwara. Then if you take Ganpati as the ultimate, then Ganpati is the Ishwara. If you take the Shakti as the ultimate, Shakti is the Ishwari. There is no conflict if you really look at it, because all are expressions of the same. But when you are at the relative level, then you start fighting. Puratrayam sadhayitum vignesham sopya pujayata vinayakam prahurisham ganapatyamate rataha. The Ganapatyaha, those who follow, the followers of Ganpati Maharaj, the worshippers of Lord Ganesha, argue that Ganesha alone is the Ishvara, because Shiva had to worship and propitiate Ganesha for the destruction of Tripura. One event, and they changed the whole thing. The demon called Tripura. Therefore, Ganpati is the Ishvara. This review of the many schools of thought whom they consider as Ishvara and why is now concluded. Thank God. Huh? You can repeat. Eva manye swaswapaksha pakshau paksha paksha abhimane nanyatha अन्यथा अभिमाने नान्यथा अन्यथा मंत्रार्थवाद कल्पादि नाश्रित्य प्रतिपेदिरे. In this way, identified with their respective sects, worshipping their personal deity and accepting the different mantras and kalpa sutras as authority, they assert different deities to be the Ishvara. This is the norm of the world. Understand, this is how the world is functioning, and maybe we have been functioning like this also. After having told this, he is going to pull you out of this. First you have to address what is there. Then only you will be available to what is beyond. How wide is this range of deities that the people worship is stated. Antaryaminam arabhya sthavaranteshavadinaha Santyashwatharka vanshadehe kuladevata darshanat. Anything in the wide range of inner controller or to the inert objects is considered as Ishvara by many people. People consider Vishnu as Mahavishnu as the Ishvara. Some people consider Vishnu as the Ishvara. Some people consider Hiranyagarbha as the Ishvara. Some people consider as the various gods as the Ishvara, the demigods as the Ishvara, Indra, etc. Pavan Kumar, they are considering him also to be the Ishvara. Some people consider Ganpati to be the Ishvara. Some people take Grama Devata as the Ishvara. Some people take Kula Devata as the Ishvara. You see how it keeps going. Some people take a stone on the roadside and consider him as the Ishvara. See? People are seen to worship fig tree, sun plant, and even bamboo, etc. as the traditional deity of their family. For some people, Bilva tree, people tree, Tulsi Mata ki jai. उसको धागा बांधते रहते हैं, दिया लगाते रहते हैं. सबके घर में वृंदावन लगा हुआ है. There's Vrindavan in people's houses. So there is no end to people imagining who the Ishvara is. Yes, he is pervading everything. Starting with, what is his scope, length and breadth that Ishvara is? Here it says, starting with the Ishvara being considered the inner controller or Antaryami within every one of us, up to the stones, plants and trees are considered to be Ishvara by different types of upasakas. And this is our observation also. Ultimately, it is all a matter of faith. With such faith, one sees the Lord in many of his manifestations, be it a stone or a tree. People and people have been benefited by that. Those who do Tattva Vichara realize that there is only one God, one truth, not many. Tattva Nishchaya Kamena Nyaya Gama Vicharinam Ekaiva Pratipatti Syat Patti Syat Sapyatra Sfutamuchyate. There can be only one final conclusion about the nature of Ishvara from for the desirer of the truth who are following the logical inquiry in line with scriptural declarations. So if you are caught up in all this, whole class actually, and last class also, all that was to show where our mind can get caught up in the imagination. But if your journey is to the essence, if your journey is not God realization, your journey is self-realization. If you are after the essence, then for such people there is only one truth. There is only one. And those who are desirous of finding out the essential truth, the Ishvara Tattva, they study the scriptures and logic and reflect on them and follow their line of thinking. And they come to the same conclusion that there is only one God. Vaishnavites will say only Vishnu is the God. So kill all the others. Shaivites will say only Shiva is the God. Christians will say one and the only one, Jesus. Muslims will say Allah, Hu Akbar. Where does it end? Sanatan Dharma gives us this view. You all accept that. Even though we may be caught up in some form or the other, but we all accept. Knowing we don't understand it, but we are somewhere deep inside, all born in India, they know God is one. Appearing as many. It's okay, yaar. You follow. Don't convert me. Therefore, we have no conversion. In Vaishnavites, they used to stamp Ram. Now, once you have stamped Ram, you cannot go to Shiva temple. They will not allow you in because Ram stamp. And if you are Shiva, it used to happen. Now it doesn't. Even now, if you go to, where is this place? Pandharpur. Pandharpur, Vithala. Not Pandharpur, sorry. There also it happens, but I saw it happening with my own eyes at Udupi. So the day we were there, Krishna was there, I think you were also there, and the Acharya there, the Swamiji, he was stamping everyone. Hot in there's a gas stove, he heats up and stamp lagate. Now you are locked in. Now you can't go away. Locked in for life. So in Shaivite, they will stamp the Trishul. Gaye kaam se. In many places we have seen अपने गुरु का नाम लिख देंगे, अपने इधर बना लेंगे, and because they want to, man in essence by nature wants to identify with someone or something. किसी गुरु महाराज के साथ, किसी स्टैचू के साथ, किसी deity के साथ. But if you understand the essence of Ishvara, then you will not identify. You understand, will go to temple, but your attention is on the conscious principle within. And this is what we are expounding in this chapter in the following pages. That now what is the next topic? We will not start now because we won't be able to complete it. And that is, here he says, so begins Ishvara's final Tattva Viveka Nirupanam. Now, having showed what is the way the world interacts with the idea called Ishvara, now from the Tattva Viveki's point of view, from the essential nature point of view, what is What is the essence of Ishvara Tattva? It will lead to the understanding that in reality there is no opposition among all the views that were expressed. The Sampradaya Bhed, the difference on account of one sect is only a superficial difference, but from the essence point of view, there is no difference whatsoever. And we want to go to that point where there is undifferentiated consciousness. Ishvara is undifferentiated consciousness. Jiva is differentiated. I am a Jiva, you are a Jiva, you are a differentiated consciousness. As if Ishvara is undifferentiated. Wave is differentiated water. Ocean is undifferentiated waves. Because everything is included in the ocean, isn't it? So bring your attention to this, and we will continue from verse 123 in January, February, whenever I come back. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly for a moment.